around the country, stand in silence for 2 minutes to remember the dead. And people struck down in the First World War, the Second World War, and subsequent wars. I'm not going to remain silent. As people stand in silence to honour this, I'm going to speak out to honour the dead. I'm going to speak out to honour righteousness. And for the next 2 minutes I'm going to try and cram in as much speaking as I can possibly do. Where do you start? Okay, this is a picture, photograph of my great uncle Jerry. He was in line to be the lightweight champion boxer of the world in a fight with an American, but instead he was sent to the front along with my great grandfather and his brothers. I think 4 of them went together and only 1 of them come back. Uncle Jerry went to the Somme and was finally killed in the Battle of Delville Wood. Now what I want to say, it's quite difficult, is that I do not believe that the men of the First World War and the men of the Second World War died for the sake of what we are today. I don't believe that they died for the freedom for young men to walk around with their trousers around the back of their knees. I don't believe they died for men to be able to marry men. I don't believe that they died so that a mosque could be built on every single corner of this country. I don't believe they died so that Islamic men could groom young girls for sex. I don't believe they died so that people could go out binge drinking. I don't believe that they died for rip-off bankers. I don't believe they died to enable bankers to rip everybody off. I don't believe they died for corrupt politicians to rip everybody off. I don't believe they died so that the Queen could become multi-faith. I don't believe they died for this woman to bless all sort of abominations. I watched a video recently, put out on Facebook, of an old Christian preacher, must be in his mid-70s or other, surrounded by a pack of Muslims, with one man shouting down his ear so much he hurt the man in the ear, all of them standing around with cameras, mocking him at Speaker's Corner, in his own country. I don't believe that these people died for that. Where's the integrity of heart gone in this country? Integrity of heart is lacking now, isn't it really? Where's the integrity and uprightness in heart? Where's it gone? I remember an old man said to me, he said, if you could have seen the war, this old man, he's died now, he was in his 90s, mid-90s when he told me this. He said, if you could have seen the men before the First World War, he said, compared to men today, they were like supermen. The First World War killed off the cream of the British manhood. The Second World War finished off what was left of them, and what were we left with? The rock and rollers. Men like Elvis Presley and the effeminate John Lennon and the Rolling Stones, depraved, effeminate drug addicts who, after all these upright men were gone, became the standard to be looked up to. Dear me. My sons are out this morning with the Royal Marine Cadets, and they're standing in remembrance. They're part of this Remembrance Day. Now, I cannot personally go out there and join in with everybody without feeling like a hypocrite, because what we stand for today is not what they died for all that time ago. What we stand for today is not what they died for, I believe. Well, I'm speaking out in honour. I'm speaking out in honour of those that died. Instead of standing in silence, I believe the way we live today dishonours them. And I also believe that the army and the police force of this country is being abused by corrupt politicians. Corrupt money-making forces are abusing our police force and military.
There had been planned for the opposition party leaders at Westminster to lay their rule.
All these people, look at them all there. The Prime Minister, the opposition leaders, all standing there, displaying their faces to everybody.
Politicians to lay a wreath is the Foreign Secretary Philip Hammond. He places the wreath on behalf
I don't believe
overseas
that they died, that the BBC could become the lying, corrupt propaganda organisation that it has become. Well, I tried to cram in as much as I could, and I've probably not done that good a job, but I could not let this pass because it affected me so much today that I had to say something.
Years ago, the then self-governing dominions didn't hesitate.
May you all be enlightened and blessed, I pray, in the name of Jesus Christ the Messiah.
A year of losses which made such a grievous impact that they helped to define them as nations. Australia and New Zealand have never forgotten